Hey, econ students! Oh, God, I'm not that enthusiastic about this stuff. Okay, good that you're all here, except Cam. I'm sure he'll be here in a few minutes. But we'll start without him. Here we go. Today we're looking at this dot point called use simple multiplier analysis to explain how governments can solve economic problems. So that is one of the skills. So it's not in the content section, it's in the skills section. Right? So if you remember, the formula for the simple multiplier is 1 over the MPC. Right? And the reason why they write that as 1 minus the MPC rather than 1 over the MPS is because they want you to remember that it is about consumption, because the multiplier is about the proportional change in national income that is resulting from a change in aggregate demand. So if we change aggregate demand, right, there will be these multiple rounds of spending because one person's income becomes the next person's spending, which becomes their next person's income, which is their spending, which becomes the next person's. So through these multiple rounds in the economy, you get a greater than proportional increase in national income. Right. So in this case, and you also remember that the higher the MPC, so the more each person spends proportionally of each extra dollar that they earn as income, the greater the increase in national income will be. So in this case, if it's 0.8, it means that 0.8 of every extra dollar is spent on consumption. So 1 over 1 minus 0.8 equals 1 over 0.2 equals 5. So any increase in aggregate demand will create a 5 times increase in national income. So if we're looking at a problem, how governments can use the simple multiplier to solve economic problems, the two big problems you're thinking about is inflation, to the inflationary gap, and unemployment. Kevin, I guess you didn't have time to eat that fried rice at lunchtime. Put it away. Thank you very much. Yeah, okay. So I'll get back onto it. All right, so in this case, right, if I wanted to increase national income, right, because the level of national income, Y1, is below the level of national income, full employment, by 50. So we want to increase national income by 50. Right. Yeah, don't look at me like that. No, I'm not crazy. Thank you. Just smile. Thank you. Here we go. So how much does aggregate demand actually have to increase? Right? Well, if the multiplier is 5, we have to increase aggregate demand by 10 to get that 50. So in this case, AD1, C plus I plus G plus G1 plus X minus M, AD2, C plus I plus G2 plus X minus M. Right? How much does G have to increase to remove the inflationary gap, which is that much there, right? They have to increase G by 10. So by increasing G by 10, using the multiplier, they can able to reduce the level of unemployment. Similarly, just in the reverse, so if I was simply going into a reverse, if it was an inflationary gap, so there's too much demand in the economy, right? So I'm just going to swap that around. So YE1 is where we are now, YFE, remember, is where we want to get to, right? So I want to reduce that by 10, so the government here would reduce government spending to get the level of down from 300 to 250 of where they're going. So try and reduce that inflationary gap. So it's the simple multiplier, the greater than proportional increase in national income due to an increase in any of the components of aggregate demand. And in this case, we're talking about government spending. So how government spending can be used to achieve full employment or shift the aggregate demand curve, as we explained in the rationale video, to try and achieve full employment equilibrium. They don't have to use the full amount, the government doesn't. They just have to put in a certain amount and let the multiplier do its trick through those multiple rounds of spending to either increase it if they're trying to get rid of a deflationary gap, or decrease government spending to remove an inflationary gap. I hope I got that right. They would increase government spending to get rid of a deflationary gap and decrease government spending to get rid of an inflationary gap. Give me your feedback. I'm new to this and it's not very fun. You know, I need you to give me some feedback. Nikita, you're always good at doing that. So just hopefully you can tell me how I'm going. Thanks.